Meow.
Dun 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 dun. Is the audio good?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Hello, people. It's us, Two Bros Game Night. I'm your host, Younger Bro.
I'm your the host, Older Bro.
And we're back playing Marvel Spider-Man, where my throat is fucked up again.
Yeah, Younger Bro's having some throat issues, so therefore he will be doing very little talking today. Which means that I have to be the high-energy person on the stream, which is an extremely uncommon thing.
Yeah, because of my fucked up throat and what happened last time, we're only going an hour tonight.
That's fair enough. So, it'll be a very short stream today. Unfortunately, this does mean that I can't do the thing that I wanted to do this stream, which was try to figure out what I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. So if anyone has any suggestions that are not a game, that are not, that's not a certain Majora's Mask game, feel free to throw them in the chat, and I may or may not do them.
Yeah, if you did Majora's Mask, I wouldn't be there for it.
Yep. Well, unfortunately,
That's gonna have to happen.
the new reality is that most of the games that I play, you will not be there for anymore.
Huh? What? Oh, I guess you fell far enough to where the auto webbing kicked in.
Yep. Barely. It can't have been that far.
Just ran out of luck, Spider-Man. Get him down here. Got an intruder. It's the spider.
It's Spider-Man!
Pay for that. No mercy.
Oh, right.
Spider-Man got him. Smoke him. Where'd he get this crap?
Oh, we're gonna have some fun with all these guys.
Don't let him get behind you.
Specifically, all the kick,
For guys who just got out of the
this
raft,
kicks,
they
the
sure are eager to go back.
swing kicks. Couldn't think of the term.
Man, get back. How you like this? What the hell?
What do you mean, what the hell? This is a normal thing Spider-Man does. Skeet shooting? No, 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 no. I'm a bird, not a, or I'm a spider, not a bird.
Blow him to pieces.
Reinforcements. Look, guys, this is not gonna help at your parole hearing.
Now the question is, does Spider-Man show up at all these guys' parole hearings to put in a bad word against them?
No.
Spider-Man, I'm getting reports of shots fired.
I can confirm that. They're not hitting anyone, though.
Try to keep it that way.
Since I'm the only one they're aiming at, I am totally on board with that.
Just one guy. How's he winning?
Because he's Spider-Man!
Is it sad that a bunch of criminals...
Like, you'd
have
assume
loyal
that
friends
more
to me?
criminals would go into a situation, see Spider-Man, just be like, nope, fuck that shit. I ain't dealing with this. I know my place, and it is not getting the crap kicked out of me by Spider-Man.
Don't let him get behind you.
Still doing kick flips and swing kicks and stuff while completely disoriented.
What the hell? On scale.
Just once, I'd love for the people rushing into the fight to be on my side. Heck,
I
I'd
mean-
even settle for neutral.
To be fair, wasn't that a thing? Wasn't that specifically a thing in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie where it's just like they were all just like, no, you will not see Spider-Man's identity. He is a New Yorker. We will protect him. Like, you've done that before.
Well, he hasn't had really many people rush to his aid.
I was gonna say it's not common, but it's not like it's never happened.
Here comes the pain.
And they only didn't reveal his identity because he was a kid.
I mean, also like he's Spider-Man.
He missed and hit the trash can.
Yep. That's the thing is New York does not turn against their own. They protect Spider-Man because he's from New York. Now, if he was from Jersey, they'd immediately turn him over. I did find that funny. I can't remember which movie it was in where the Spider-Man was considering
inmates
like
and all their
moving to New
guns are
Jersey
whipped up and waiting.
because it's cheaper to live
Thanks.
there.
No way we could have taken them without collateral damage. I hope the locals appreciate you.
It's like, no, I'm from New York. I think actually it might have been in this game where he said that.
I'm not sure.
So I think he was talking about when he lost his job. I thought he was talking about like how he was low on money and maybe thinking about moving to a cheaper place. It's like, maybe I could move to Jersey. No.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, the New York Giants, or I think it's the Giants. One of the two, the Giants or the Jets, play out of New Jersey. Yes, Mr. B, what is your question? Also, hello, Mr. B.
Maybe
How are you?
for me.
By the way, Mr. B, I do not currently have selected the game I'm going to be playing tomorrow for stream.
It ain't over till it's over. Oh, I know.
So, if you have any suggestions that are not Majora's Mask, you are free to make them. And I will take them into consideration. A better replacement for the United States Postal Service.
Davey! What the hell was that? I'll shut your mouth permanent.
Now, to be clear, Mr. B, this is in your story, right?
It's Spider-Man. Stand down.
I mean, here's the question. Do you want characters in, do you want people in, like, in the story to abbreviate the Postal Service to be NAPES? N-A-E-P-S? Because if the answer is no, then I would not choose that one.
Spider-Man, turns out we've busted 4 illegal firearms dealers within a 3-block radius of that site.
Gun running. Let's see what I can.
I
do
don't
to
know.
down
It's
supply.
that's all I'm asking because that's the only one that I think of that like I don't think either of them's problematic in any way. I'm just proposing that as a point of like if you have a problem with either of these being like said out loud, I wouldn't use that one.
He's airborne.
I included the expedited so that it wouldn't be naps. I mean, look, honestly, maybe go with that. Just be like, oh yeah, that's why the post office is always slow.
Oh, hey, more guys. Welcome to the party. House rules. Leave your shoes at the door. Unless you're not wearing socks, in which case, buy some socks.
Unless in your world, the post office is never slow.
Keep him on the ground or we don't stand a
Because, I mean, the U.S. Postal Service says neither rain nor sleep, but clearly these people are perfectly fine with that sleep one.
Oh, anyone want to surrender? No?
Get back now.
But yeah, so this story is supposed to be set in North America?
That's a cheap trick.
Gotcha. I mean, to be fair, Mr. B, I would like you could just do it based on whatever country.
Place is locked down, Captain.
Because if the postal service is still cross-continental, then there must still be a country that is
Good work.
cross-continental. Unless this is a like, unless this postal service is outside of all borders. So you could just use the name, like you could just use the USPS, but with whatever name of whatever country you're using. That's probably the most boring way to do it, though. Honestly, though, I would like the world where the USPS is still the postal service for the North American continent, where it's like neither rain nor sleep nor snow nor dissolution of the Union will stop us from delivering the mail.
In progress. Officers needed in Tenderloin. Please copy.
But yeah, I think the important question is North American Postal Service, even if it's North American Expedited. To me, that implies that it is a cross-country postal service. So basically, I don't know if Canada exists in your world, but we'll just assume it does. If you believe this postal service should service both Canada and whatever remains of the United States landscape, then I would use that one. So, like, but if you're wanting this to be one country in the place of the U.S., then I think go with cross-continental postal system. If you're wanting this to be many different countries, and this postal service services all of them, then you could use North American Expedited Postal. I will say, Mr. B, you're going to have a problem dissolving Canada because the people of Canada are generally too happy. Like, I don't think you're not going to have people complaining about problems in a Canada situation. So it's like, I don't think you're going to get them to, like, grumble and complain their way out of a country.
Parole hearing.
Yeah, hello, Carpet.
Hang on.
Yeah, Carpet's put down the name of Flying Carpet Postal Service. But I feel like that requires a magical or maybe
I can confirm that. I'm not hitting anyone.
Saudi Arabian story. Like, it's got to be somewhere in like the Middle East if you want to do Flying Carpet Postal, and it's not magic.
Is it sad that a
Although
bunch
I
of
guess
criminals have more
technically,
loyal friends than me?
the flying carpet from Aladdin is also magic. So, and what do I know?
Once I'd love for the people rushing into the fight to be on my side. Heck, I'd even settle for neutral. Let me show you what I got. Come on, guys. We can still win this. It's over for you.
I mean, it's better than Mr. Popo's carpet, which apparently is soul-powered. blood is still a more is still a more infinite resource than souls.
Huh? What? What?
Also, isn't the blood of a rug just pigment? So wouldn't your flying carpet just eat paint?
Captain, the inmates and all their guns are wrapped up and waiting.
Thanks. No way we could have taken them without collateral damage. I hope the locals appreciate you.
I will say that that this concept is still better than the insane concept from Kill la Kill. Which is still an anime on our list to watch. I just don't remember where it is. Okay, I've confirmed it is not in our top 15. It's in our, like, bottom 50. Or, well, no, well, not bottom 50, but, like, in the next 50.
我担心老大压力太大，但是还是照常指挥。
当然，在他给我们力量时，我们也给他力量。
还有陷入吗？不是，他的力量。
I mean, to be fair, Mr. B, that's fine. What I would suggest, write what you're super interested in, and if it turns out that you need to write a separate second story that is the future of this world, do that. Actually, speaking of Mr. B's story, I've been recently reading a web comic, and in this web comic, it was there was a guy who apparently was from a magic lineage family of some variety, because he works at a generic office and decides that he hates working at this generic office because he is basically the whipping boy for everybody, and he is too nervous to actually confront anyone and actually fix any of the problems. Probably both for fear of being fired and also for fear of getting having the shit kicked out of him. So he summons a demon
Time for a shift change, huh? Good.
to help me, to basically help him with that. But again, it turns out he is like magic lineage or something.
That place is supposed to be bespoke furniture
Because he
manufacturer.
manages to summon
What I can
basically
see, it's
like
more
one of the
illegal
top
weapons.
10
And this
demons
might come as a shock, but
in hell.
I don't think they're really bespoke.
The hipster assassins are gonna
Like,
be
I don't even
so
think that this
disappointed.
demon's ever been summoned before.
It's not
Because,
that
like,
I'm
no
not
one's
glad to see
normally
more of
powerful
you.
enough to
It's-
summon it.
No, wait. It is
Was
that I'm
it
not glad to
good
see more of you.
carpet?
Yeah, we were planning on going to watch that, but we didn't end up having time. But yeah, so he summons the demon and he just tells them, Can you just help me with this, like, this shit problem at work? But the problem is that he wasn't clear enough on what he wanted the solution to be. In his mind, what he wanted the solution to be was that the demon just take care of his, like, coworkers that were being shit to him and maybe help him take over the company. What ended up happening was the demon made him the ruler of the entire Earth. Which pissed him off because now he had even more, like, shit on his back, basically. Having to deal with, like, assassinations and stuff like that. So he re-summons the demon and forces him to reset the world to how it was before, except he is now the leader of the company. Which the demon's pissed off because the demon's living in this luxurious life with riches and Nintendo Switches, and like just laying about all the time in like a mansion, and then is forced to reset the world to doing basically that same thing except poor as shit in an apartment.
Linked to Martin Lee. We just made life a lot harder for the demons.
And easier for the DA to build a case against us.
I don't remember why I was specifically
Thanks,
talking
MJ.
about that story, but
I owe
like
you dinner.
I did greatly enjoy it.
What price range are we talking about?
I mean, that's understandable, Mr. B. Like, you don't need to have supernatural elements in a story. Especially if you're going for basically a like dystopian / utopian society. You really don't need magic for that. You don't need demons to show up to make the world shit or to make the world not shit. Yeah, you're basically doing an alternate history hub story.
All units.
Alternatively, you could be telling the story of like the USA in 150 years. Who knows?
I'd run.
Only time will tell.
I'll get him for you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like all those stories that have Hitler winning World War II. It's like, it doesn't matter if that's possible, and pretty much everyone agrees it wasn't. But those are interesting stories, and you can do a lot of different things in those worlds, so you just set that up. Yeah, Valhalla kind of has a very similar thing, where that world is like semi-dystopian, like cyberpunk, but that specific city is basically corporations literally run the government.
Spider-Man, that site's taken delivery of enough concrete to build 2 skyscrapers.
Wait, don't tell
It's like,
me.
and it doesn't really matter if
Drugs in
that's
the concrete mix.
specifically possible in that city. It's just, it's interesting.
Probable cause to get on site to confirm it.
So,
It'll happen.
yeah, those kind of stories are always interesting.
No shoving. I'll give you all personal attention.
You're gonna have a bad day. This is for the boss. Come on, that's not fair.
Reinforcements. Okay, I came here to web bad guys and quip, and I'm all out of quip.
Yeah, because that's an inherently interesting concept. It's just like,
He can't take us all.
because that's the thing. It's like, if they won, it doesn't even necessarily mean the U.S. stops existing.
Get him. Get down here.
It basically just means that it, as opposed to the current world, where you have people complaining about like people coming across the Mexican border, you have people complaining coming across the Confederate border.
Captain, I've got Fisk's guys and all the probable.
You have
cause
all
we need.
these,
Web
you have all
deployed.
these slaves escaping from the Confederate States into the North,
Fisk thinks he can run things from inside,
but it's in the
but he's gonna
21st
find
century,
out why long-distance relationships don't
which is
work
like,
out.
it's an inherently interesting concept. Oh, yay! Hey, you got it.
Your mind.
Even in this shorter stream, we got through one.
I didn't even notice it.
Hmm?
I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how long have I had to complete? I wonder. Yeah, I saw that too, Carpet.
Yeah, that is interesting. No, his voice is shot.
是的人，蜘蛛侠入侵我们的防守。
Like, he is talking about as loud as he possibly can right now.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that he could have just not streamed tonight, he was insistent.
Oh, that's what I know when now.
手榴弹来了！好看，不过没用。
I get sick tomorrow. I now know I shouldn't ever stream and have a sore throat.
Yeah. See, Mr. B, I watched a video about that.
没去帮帮他，顺利。
Yeah, he really is. But yeah, I saw a video about that. Not about that movie, but about it was a video about the war, the Mexican-American War, where that was a legit thought that was going through the minds of like American like senators and like representatives, because you went into this war, like the world went into the Mexican-American War thinking that Mexico was like, I mean, it was huge. So they're like, oh, well, it's gotta be pretty powerful. I mean, it just threw out Spain. Like, it's an independent country. It's gotta be like equivalent, if not more powerful than the U.S. So when you get this Texas border skirmish where the U.S. declares war on Mexico, everyone's just like, oh yeah, Mexico's gonna win this. And then you go in, like, and then you go from that to like a few months later where it's like, not only has Mexico not won the war, but the U.S. has occupied Mexico City, and there are senators considering, should we just annex Mexico? Like, all of it? Because it's just like, what do you...
More demons. How do you guys tell each other apart? I mean, there's only so
Yeah,
many
a lot of
variations.
what a lot of people don't realize from the Mexican-American War was, it's the reason we didn't take we didn't take more of Mexico was more just it was not like Mexico was not stable. Like, you think Mexico isn't stable now? Back during the Mexican-American War, it was very unstable. Like, the people who were fighting that war had basically no loyalty to the federal government at all. And that's kind of the problem. It's like, even if we took more, it's like, what would we get out of it? We see from actual history that, like, we were, what, 20 years away from the Civil War? Maybe a little bit more than that, but, like, the Confederate States were already unruly.
MJ,
Like,
I've got
they
a place
already
left.
are having, like, views of, like, maybe we don't fit into this union.
Check out those drop boxes.
I can't imagine a world where we annexed more of Mexico and had an even worse problem. Because, like, they're not gonna be much more stable. In fact, they're gonna probably be even less
A
stable.
lot harder for the demons.
So it's
And
like,
easier for the DA to build a case against him.
because that's the thing people don't realize. Like, the parts of Mexico we took, that huge, like, you see Mexico before the Mexican-American War, and it's fucking huge. Because, like, I think we took, like, 30% of Mexico's landmass or something. I should look that up. Give me a second.
Local units, we've got reports of a mugging. Officers, please converge on Longacre.
No, sorry. It's even worse than that. They ceded 55% of their territory. We took more than half of Mexico from Mexico in the Mexican-American War.
This
What?
sounds political.
It's history. History isn't political. But you also have to remember, most of that region of Mexico was desert. There were not many people living there. Like, it was sparsely populated. So it's one of those things where it's like, we took a huge chunk, but also, it didn't really affect them much. In terms of, like, mostly no one was living there. And they were already having problems controlling their territory as it was. So it's like... I want to be clear, I'm not justifying that war. I'm just pointing out that's like, I cannot see a way where we could have gotten more out of that war as like in terms of the US. Could not have gotten more out of that war without actually causing problems. In the sense that it's just like, it would just be too politically unstable.
You got a death wish? Spider-Man, I see him! Freeze, Spider-Man! You're not that...
Although the US does love to point out that they actually paid for that territory. Because that was the sad thing. Like, if you actually look at the history of Mexico from their side, the US offered to purchase that entire territory. Like, what we got out of that war, we offered to purchase pretty much all of that. For a decent amount of money. They rejected it. We then went to war with them, took the land anyways, and paid them, I think, less than a quarter of what we were originally offering. Like, it was like, okay, now we've gone to war, we're going to take what we wanted anyways. We're still going to pay you, we're paying you much less because you said no. Don't say no. Which is just sad. Like,
Oh,
seriously,
it's
do
cool.
look up the history of, like, Mexico in general. Because their history is very interesting.
Reinforcements. Look, guys, this is not gonna help at your parole hearing.
Anyways, enough of historical
Reports of shots fired.
I can
conversations.
confirm that. They're not hitting anyone, though.
Try to keep
Yes,
it that
Mr.
way.
B, what else is
Not the only
interesting?
one they're aiming at. I am totally on board with that.
Let's move on to literally anything else. Well, almost anything else.
Sad that a bunch of criminals have more loyal friends than me.
Almost anything else.
Just once, I'd love for the people rushing into the fight to be on my side. Heck, I'd even settle for neutral.
Yes, thank you, Spider-Man. You've said that line about 5 times now. Yeah, by the way, I don't know if this has come across in any of these videos, but I do like me some history.
Captain, the inmates and all their guns are webbed up and waiting.
Thanks. No way we could have taken them without collateral damage. I hope the locals appreciate you.
Throat's starting to feel a little better.
I mean, you sound a little bit less gravelly. Probably not enough that you should still be talking, like, at much louder of a voice, but enough that you don't sound like you've been stabbed in the throat.
Oh, jeez. Perfect landing.
Is this game set in a universe where Spider-Man's a villain? No, it's more just... I mean, that's still just J. Jonah Jameson.
That's Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah, that's true.
In that universe, Peter Parker is a billionaire villain. For whatever reason.
So he's evil Batman.
Might as well be.
蜘蛛侠，瞄准！什么时候学那招？挡住了！这也太安静，召集其他人。蜘蛛侠来了，放倒他！
I didn't realize that the demons were speaking a different language.
And then the entire time,
Yeah, never noticed.
the language they say is demonish.
I don't think we have any tea, Mr. B. Also, I don't drink tea. Also, younger bro doesn't drink tea.
The only tea I drink is chamomile.
Okay, he drinks a bit of tea. What's your opinion of honey and drinks? Specifically tea.
I had that.
I don't think we have tea.
Oh, hey, you must be the JV team.
But I can get him milk, but I don't think he'd like that. Yeah, there's a thing for that. I don't remember what it's called.
Time for a shift change, huh? Good, because these other guys, not impressing me.
But there's specifically a drink that is used
Peter, that place is supposed
when
to be
you're
a
when you're in
furniture
showbiz,
manufacturer.
From what
where
I can
if
see,
your
it's more like illegal
throat
weapons.
starts getting sore,
And
you
this
take
might cause
that.
a shock, but I don't think they're really bespoke.
I can't remember what it
The
is.
hipster assassins are gonna be so disappointed.
See if I can find it.
It's not that I'm not glad to see more of you. It's... Oh, no, wait. It is that I'm not glad to see more of you. More demons. I don't suppose we could settle this with some fruit pies.
Okay, well I found the video where it talks about it, but it doesn't give the name.
MJ, call the police. I've got the place secured.
Nice job. Anytime we can get guns off the street, it's a win. That's all the places I could link to Martin Lee. We just made life a lot harder for the demons.
And easier for the DA to build a case against him. Thanks, MJ. I owe you dinner.
Oh yeah, there it was. It was Loquat. Loquat, which is basically like a it's basically a cough syrup. But it's like it's been used in China for like thousands of years. And yeah, a lot of performers swear by it because it works very well apparently.
Yeah.
Let me show you what I've got. Don't let him web you. That one, watch out. Out of your lane. You gotta be quicker.
Oh boy. 365 total shipping is like one of the most generic shipping company names. It's like, we ship everything 365 days of the year.
Back up. For guys who just got out of the rest, they sure are eager to go back.
Look, Spider-Man, rafting is a very fun activity. Like anytime I go to a theme park, I always want to go whitewater rafting. Or alternatively, if I'm ever going on a river ride, whitewater rafting. Very fun. So I can understand people wanting to go and do that.
This is not gonna
Don't
help with your
hate
parole hearing.
on the rafting.
Spider-Man, I'm getting reports of shots fired.
I can confirm that. They're not hitting anyone though.
Try to keep it that way.
Since I'm the only one they're aiming at, I am.
Yeah, no, yeah, I will say I'm not a very big tea drinker either.
Is it sad that a bunch of criminals
Just
have
like
more
it's-
loyal friends than me? Don't let him whack you.
I mean, I also don't like coffee. Like, I love the smell of coffee. Don't like the taste.
Just once I'd
Yeah.
love for the people
I'm thinking about
rushing
switching
to fight on
to...
my side.
I'm thinking about switching to hot cocoa. Because I know they make caffeinated hot cocoa, and it's like, perfect. That'll work.
Don't let him psych you out. What's he doing? Let him hit your head. Captain, the inmates and all their guns are webbed up and waiting.
Thanks. No way we could have taken them without collateral damage. I hope the locals appreciate you.
Yeah, it still always surprises me how much tea is... Like, how big tea is. Like, I don't... Like, it's... If you look at tea historically, it's like, at many times it's been like 40... Like, it was 40% of the British economy for quite a long time. It's just buying and selling tea. Because, like, so many people in the UK drink tea. Yeah, there have been many wars over specifically T. Not like obviously including the U.S. War of Independence, the Opium Wars.
I think he fine.
Yeah. Yeah, don't fuck with the British and their tea. What kind of game would I like to play next? Well, see, I was thinking about that. Because I've just started putting the times of the games on the list now so that we can always see them. I'm kind of thinking I want to go for a little bit longer of a game than Mother. So, but maybe not something not necessarily super long and not necessarily as grindy.
Time for a shift change, huh? Good. 'Cause these other guys, not impressing me.
See, I don't know how long you're thinking with short, Mr. B. But as a reminder, a stream has to be over 20 hours long. Well, it has to be
From what I can see, it's more like
over
illegal
15
weapons.
hours long.
This might come as a shock, but I don't think they're
But
really
usually we have it over 20 hours long.
Assassins are gonna be so
Or around 20 hours and more. So. Yeah, less than 12 hours should always be a Let's Play, so. I was gonna say, maybe a medium game, but like on the longer end of medium.
Oh no, wait! It is that I'm not
Like,
glad to see more of you.
Closer to 40 hours long. Yeah, I have to redo the schedule and see if there's anything that I want to play next. So.
More demons. I don't suppose we can settle this with some fruit pie.
Yeah, but that game's not going to come out in time, right? Yeah, it drops next week. It's like, yeah. Well, the other thing I was thinking of was I don't know if I want to do another RPG. Because I was thinking there's a couple games on my list that are RPGs or are RPG-like. And I was like, I don't know if I want to play specifically another RPG right now or not. You're almost there for that one. Well, I should say you're almost a halfway. Because you're only at 2.
MJ, call the police. I've got the place secured.
Nice job. Anytime we can get guns.
I don't know
off
if I have
the street,
access to
it's a win.
Psychonauts.
And I thought that was a suggestion for me.
That's all the places I could link to Martin Lee. We
I think it probably is.
just made life a lot harder for the demons.
And easier for the DA to build a case against him. Thanks, MJ. I owe you dinner.
All units advised. Witnesses reported a kidnapping. Backup needed in the meatpacking district. Over.
It is in fact in your list.
I think there's a sequel
Yeah.
game you can do that.
Yeah. That is something we are also gonna have to go over. Because one of the ways we could shorten shorten your list down is like me playing more of the games that you have. But that's going to be a much longer conversation, especially than we can do right now.
Spider-Man here! I'll blow him to pieces!
Yeah, because that's one of the interesting things for me, which I don't think this is true for Younger Bro as much. Like, when Younger Bro plays a game, I'm perfectly fine with him playing it and then me not playing it. There are some games that, like, there are some games that I personally do also want to play. But in general, there's, like, and obviously there's a lot of games Younger Bro has that I just never wanted to play to begin with. Like, I have no desire to play any Cabela's games, ever. I have no desire to play any Call of Duty games, or, no, Simran Kagura probably would have interested me before I knew what it was. Like, that wouldn't have been a game that I would have said I'm not interested at all. Now I would say that. But no, Assassin's Creed is the one I was thinking of. Ubisoft, Far Cry. Those are franchises I have no interest in playing.
So most of the PlayStation exclusives.
And not even specifically PlayStation exclusives, but just those are some of like the big franchises that I really have no interest in ever playing. So those, it's just like I've experienced the story, and that's the extent that I care. But there are a lot of games that like I might be interested in that I'm perfectly fine experiencing secondhand rather than being the one playing. But I feel like you're probably not the same way in a lot of situations. Because, like, for example, I enjoyed the Legacy of Goku franchise. I'd be perfectly fine playing the whole franchise for a change. But I think that you personally would not be okay with not playing some of those games. So you just end up playing minutes.
This is not gonna help at your parole hearing.
And that's kind of the goal. That would be the goal of it. Would be to take some series and be like, okay, let's focus these down. It's like they would have to be series that you're interested in, but not enough that you care that you're the one playing.
I am totally on board with that.
Yeah, for me, that's very rare. Yeah, I will say I've heard of Psychonauts. I'm not necessarily like uninterested in it, but I've not seen enough about it to know how interested I am. But in the photos, it looks fine. I definitely know, like we've definitely figured out. If anybody's, because let me start this sentence over. I know we've talked about the lore and having to rework the lore many times. One of the few things we don't have to rework is our personalities. It's very obvious, like, just from a cursory glance at the channel, who Younger Bro and Older Bro are in terms of like what we like as gamers. Because like Younger Bro plays a lot more of the big name series, and I play a lot more of the indie stuff. And we have some overlap in there, but it's like, yeah, there's a lot of like smaller game franchises that only had 1 or 2 games, and I'm just like, yes, I love this. That Younger Bro's just like, yeah, I'm not interested in that, but like, it looks fine enough. And I'm the same way with the Assassin's Creeds and the, yeah, with all those games. Like anything Assassin's Creed, anything Far Cry, anything Call of Duty. I'm interested in the story for Mass Effect, but I have no real desire to play Mass Effect. I'm interested in the story of Halo, but I have no real desire to play Halo.
Collateral damage. I hope the locals appreciate you.
Okay, we got just under a minute.
Okay, guys, well, that is going to be it for today's episode. So, like and subscribe to YouTube and Twitch. Comment to the videos, do read them. Follow on Twitch, and we'll see you guys in the next Marvel Spider-Man Remastered. Goodbye.
Good night, everyone, and hopefully the next stream will be a little bit longer.